never raised an eye to me. The blood on the tracks and they must be mine.
Look at Mbappe, three wide going into school.
And Mbappe does it! Oh, what a move! What a move!
Do you know what I mean? All my people right here, right now. Do you know what I mean? All my people right here, right now. Do you know what I mean?
Puts himself in the history books. He is, without a doubt, the man of F1XL, but now he's a three-time F1XL champion. He's brilliant.
Care for what you believe, so open up your fist, no you won't receive the thoughts and the words of every man you need.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is oh wow, teeth and mouth movements. It's been 1 week off for both Ollie and I, and I've forgotten how to commentate. No, we are back. It's round 4 of F1XL's 16th season, and we are at Spa-Francorchamps. And well, it's always nice to have a week off, isn't it, Ollie? But we missed some incredible action by the looks of things. And we're hoping they can produce something good for us here at Spa, and I believe it's dry all race.
Yeah, it's always a sad thing missing a Grand Prix, and like you said, it was an exciting one at that. But it is Belgium, and I don't think I've ever seen a dull race, Gareth, at Belgium, so I'm hoping for another super race. With the unpredictable track layout, the weather, and with the drivers on track, is always a great performance. So fingers crossed we get another exciting race in F1XL.
And it was home to our first commentary duo attempt together, and Codemasters didn't like us, but we still got a great bit of action out for us as well. And let's just quickly, while people I know there's a few people out on lap, so I'll look on the Ferrari of... Actually, I'll see who's out first. That looks like maybe a Prophet Meaty. Let's go on board with Prophet Meaty while he goes around. But let's talk about quickly. I know we both got the results from last week at Abu Dhabi, and a little bit of a different podium, but maybe the start of something for TES LS16 or Light Shock, because he's finally found his way.
Yeah, we mentioned at the beginning of the season, Gareth, how he'd be up there at the top of the race order most weeks, and he has been there, but things have just not gone his way at all. He crashed out in Baku, France. He had a nightmare with his pit stops, and it just all went wrong for him. But it's a chance really now, as we saw last week. Well, unfortunately we didn't see it, but maybe it's the beginning of something now. Maybe it's the kickstart he needed to then go on and win some more races, and I'm hoping to see him at the front of the grid today, because he's a very, very good driver, and he always provides good racing for us on screen.
Yeah, it's looking, well, maybe the style for a title challenge for him. We did have a return of Binary. He is, well, I was under the impression that he wasn't going to return to F1XL. That was it. He was done, dusted. And all of a sudden he's back. So a little bit of a confusing on my end, but he's here again this week. He's apparently he's only here on a temporary basis, but he's here. He claimed second place at Abu Dhabi, so a good return for him. And to finish off the podium, it was Sloppy Cop. So after a DNS, an 11th place, he's got some good points there. So a completely different podium to what we've had before this season, which is quite nice to have it all shaken up again.
Of course, I mean, we like we saw today in at Monza, it was a completely different podium, and it's always good to have these sort of mix-up mid-season with regard to results. It's just something different. It's nice to see different cars on the podium, and it also, I think, gives a little bit of hope for those drivers who had a bad start to the season. They get a good result. They go, okay, here we go. This is the start of my season. I'll start it here, start in Abu Dhabi, and then they'll just push on and hopefully do well. So it was great to see last week.
And just a quick word of our championship leader. He's still got 16 points to Sinful Chris in second place, and actually finished behind him on track last week at Abu Dhabi as well. Master Swain finished 7th. He is looking quite quick this week as well. He's already posted the 3rd fastest time and incredibly close to Light Shock. And from the initial race, we knew how close Light Shock and Pred were. And it's a shame that Pred isn't here this week.
Yeah, I'm not sure where Pred is this week, but he's had a good start to the season. And we've seen glimpses of Pred at France with 4th place there. But I think, Jolly's currently on pole just by a 10th at the moment. But it's good to see there's a plethora of drivers at the top of the grid that can get these race wins, Gareth, and it's good to see that competition at the top. Hopefully Pred can come back next week, as Prophet Meady's all over the place coming down to the back of the circuit. But it is good to have a bunch of quality drivers at the top of the grid, because it just spells a good race every week for us to watch, and it's great for us as commentators when it's going to be a good race.
Yes, we always like it when it's hectic, all different. But at the moment, it's really close field, especially between 1st and 5th right now. So it's proving to be an interesting one nonetheless. And the reigning champion then in Jolly taking provisional pole at the moment, and in a track that you can corner cut relatively easily at certain points of the track. It's also got the Eau Rouge and Radeon combo, which can cause a lot of problems for the drivers.
Oh, 100%. We've seen tons of drivers. I think we saw in the pre-season race a few weeks back where there was one or two drivers that did go off coming out of Eau Rouge and Radeon. I'm not sure which one is which. I know I just off the top of my head, but it's Belgium isn't an easy circuit, Gareth. There's so many poo on as well. The sort of auto spin curb on the inside, if they get that wrong, they're in the wall. And then there's so many areas where they can overbrake. So it's a difficult circuit to master. If they do master it, they can be rapid around the circuit. And there'll be plenty of overtaking around the circuit, down the Kemmel Straight, coming, of course, down towards Eau Rouge. We've seen side by side through there. It's risky, but if you risk it, the rewards are worth it. So there's plenty of places to overtake. I'm hoping, like I said already, that I think I already know it's going to be a good race, because it's Belgium and it's F1XL. It's gonna be, it's all sort of it's the right mix of things for a delicious Grand Prix.
Now, I'm glad you said pre-season race, so I'll go to that first, because I couldn't think of the right word. So yes, it was a pre-season race, and I just couldn't think of it. And secondly, we're having an argument in the chat, by the looks of things, that it's... Oh no, Nuthead has now deleted his comment. Apparently it was a wet end to the race, according to Nuthead. But 2 people were saying it was a dry whole race, so who knows? We could have thunderstorms at this race, but it could just be the eye of the storm, and it'll be dry all the way through. Pickled Avenger then finally managing to set a lap on his softs, but it's only a 1:43.0 for him. Jolly, I think if he gets it right, I think he's going to be definitely one to watch out for this weekend. We haven't seen the best of Jolly this season. But once I'm looking through the grid, and with it being so tight this season, I don't know who I can really point out for and say they're definitely going to be in with a shout. But 9 minutes left of the session remaining. Kind of used to seeing LS16 and Master Swain's name up at the top. But we got Turkeys and Jolly, and LCR Astro up there in the mix as well. I know Astro had a good, I think it was French qualifying, but because of the glitch within the game, it put him back down to 20th because he joined halfway through qualifying. But it's nice to see a different mix at the top as well as a title fight going on as well.
It's nice to see a Ferrari at the front, really, Gareth. We don't often get to see that in real life F1, so it's good to see Astro up at the front of the grids, and it's nice to see other names up there. You know, we see like Chalk, Master Swains. You know, they're quite consistent, but I'm hoping to see maybe a few different other names. And if there's a safety car, I mean, I think there's been a safety car at this Grand Prix for I don't know how many years in real life, so I'm expecting another one here. We had 3 in the pre-season and 2 virtual, so I'm expecting at least 1 this Grand Prix. But it's good to see other names up there, and I'm hoping for someone to try something a little bit different and with their strategy wise, and get up amongst the points later on in the race.
Now, going back to whether it's going to rain or not, I have seen photographic evidence that there is rain at the end of this Grand Prix. I wonder if this is going to... Oh, I don't know how this is going to all work out. This is going to be an interesting one. Right, apparently you're really quiet, so I'm going to just let you talk along a little bit, and I'm going to try and tweak the sound of you.
Tweak the audio.
And hope that it kicks it in.
Don't mind talking. Okay, well, let's get on board with Pingers as he comes up the Eau Rouge Radion section. Just about flatter, it looks like, as he comes down the Kemmel Straight for his first fast lap here. DRS should be wide open. Yes, it is, on the AlphaTauri, which of course won today in Italy. Breaks late as he can, coming in to the next turn 7, 8 and 9. Make sure he doesn't go on to that AstroTurf and the gravel on the outside, coming down towards turn 10. Stays nice and tight just about in that car. No one ahead of him, so he's got a nice clean air. And make sure he doesn't run wide too wide there. Oh, he's millimetres off the barrier, but that's a disqualified lap. It looks like. I've read on my screen, so that's not the best from Pingers. Then looks like he's slowed down as well, Gareth. So hopefully, in the time I've been talking, the audio is now fixed.
Well, it does sound better on my end. Not that I didn't really see any difference on my end to start with, but I'm hoping that's tweaked it enough for him, and maybe me tweaking it caused Pingers to go off the track. Maybe that's what it was. I'm waiting to hear what he says for that. But apparently it's also going to absolutely bucket it down at the end of qualifying as well. I know Gunhead is out on a set of was it Binary? Sorry, I was out on a set of medium compound tyres. I don't know how much that is going to affect his quality time overall, but these guys, if they want their qualifying position, they better get it sorted quick and not leave it late and try and get as much grip, because it might be too late and it might be a wet circuit.
Oh, of course, yeah. If they mistime their laps, they're going to ruin their qualifying, and they're going to be at the back of the grid. Interesting to see Binary currently in 9th on those medium tyres. I mean, if he stays there, he'll have to start on those tyres, which is interesting. One, he'll be interested to see how he does in the race. I'm not 100% on the strategy, Gareth, off the top of my head, but it'd be interesting to see what Binary can do, unless he comes out again within the next 5 minutes and goes on to the soft tyres. But one to keep an eye on. And he did well last week in Abu Dhabi, so one definitely to keep an eye on as the race progresses.
Definitely be interesting to see what Binary can produce. He's always been a little bit of a dark horse when it comes to strategy as well. He's always made things work when others didn't. I have noticed that there's no Sinful Chris this week. Obviously, probably best season to date currently within F1XL, and hopefully he... Oh no, wait, he is there. Sorry, he's in 10th. He's just behind Binary. And I was just about to say, he's definitely one to watch for this week with him being so competitive. But he's definitely going to be one to watch for now. But so far, Sloppy Cop is looking incredibly quick through this lap he is on. And I know he was the fastest in the time trials here at XL, but it hasn't always produced when it comes to race pace, as we found in France. But definitely came to life at Abu Dhabi. I hear it's one of his favoured tracks, and he's definitely looking quick again. What can he produce? And it is pole by some. That's over a second quicker than anyone else so far. So Sloppy is absolutely
2/10.
ramping up the pressure. I thought Jolly's was a 1:43, and that's because I was looking at other people's times. I am getting far too excited for this. That's what you get 1 week out, and boom. Let's go back on board.
Yeah.
With Meaty.
So I think maybe we're both a little bit rusty, Gareth, and we got so excited after the first two Grand Prix. We're, like you said, a little bit too excited for this one, and the sun comes out again. So maybe no rain at the end of qualifying. It looks like blue skies on my screen at least.
Yeah, it was very dark a minute ago though, but not so much now. And I'm just looking through. Let's see if anyone is actually on a lap. Pickled is. Because I looked at a few, and a couple of them were red lap times. So, yeah, a few corner cuts in qualifying so far, but none of the... Well, I say none of the big names. They have started to exit the pit. Nothing from Jolly yet. He's happy with what he's got. And maybe Sloppy has moved too quickly, and maybe the wet weather that he's expecting isn't coming. Because he's the one that told me that there's a heavy rain at the end of qualifying.
Jolly may be happy with second. We don't know. If he's going to come out, he's going to have to come out within the next 10 seconds. But I don't. Oh, he is out. He is just about. Oh no, sorry, take that back. Jolly is out.
Oh, okay. So that changed late for me as well. Saying he was still in the pit.
Okay, it wasn't just me then.
Yeah.
Okay.
See, Codemasters, Belgium, and us do not mix apparently. Not in those order.
It's a conspiracy, Gareth. That's what it is.
But we got Sinful Chris then, and he's just rounding the final chicane. How can he perform? Prophet Media is now retired. Sinful Chris then does not improve. Or not improve enough, I should say. He has improved, but not enough to get him inside the top 10. Let's go on board then with last weekend's winner, TES LS16. I'm just going to call him Light Shock. Why do people change their names? But he's halfway through the lap. We've got obviously Master Swain, Turkeys, Jolly and LCR Astro all to go. Nuthead's down somewhere as well, but it looks quick so far for Light Shock. He's come through that second sector as purple, apparently, if we can believe the game.
He is a quick driver, Gareth, and it wouldn't surprise me if he's purple in that first sector in the Toro Rosso. His teammates just follow not too far behind, so it's going to be a tight one at the end of this qualifying as he's gone pole 41.6. That's half a second quicker than Sloppy Cop at the moment.
That's an incredible time. I'm just is it so Jolly has pitted? No, that's Sloppy. Bloody hell. So Sloppy has re-pitted, but that's knocked Jolly down to third. So TS Madman cannot improve. So he's gone into the pits. Here comes Stracker R11 then to cross the line. Had a great race in Abu Dhabi, and he goes third provisionally. There is, I believe, is it Sinful Chris or is it Niels? It's Sinful Chris who will go across the line again. It is P8 on 2 lap old tyres. Let's see what Master Swain, I think he's next to go. Championship leader. He's going to hate me for saying this, but as much as I do, he's going quick. But it's only P4. It's not enough this time. And there's another car that's just crossed the line, but I believe Nuthead then packs P13. And let's see what bottom man at the moment F1XL pingers can do.
crosses the line. Where will Pingers go on the leaderboard? Currently 17th, 16th. I was expecting a lot more, Gareth, I'll be honest with you, and not jump up one place.
Yeah, I was expecting more, but Binary then plants it on pole, and look how... Oh, the numbers are very, very close at the moment. I don't know why I said numbers, but here comes Jolly then, reigning champion. He crosses the line in P4 and Swain down in P7. He probably doesn't want that. Who else is on a lap? Is Gunhead still going along? Nope. There's a Ferrari in the wall there as well. And I believe that's of LCR Astro. I know he was on a flyer as well. And what is Light Shock's positioning? So that's a Light Shock then coming probably into the pits. He's not looking quick, but that's an incredible qualifying we've had so far.
Yeah, great lap from Binary to put it on pole by just below 3/100ths. So that's a great lap from Binary and getting second place last week. He's building on the confidence he got in Abu Dhabi, and he's put it on pole here at Spa, Gareth, and that is a super lap, and it is really tight between the top two, so it's going to be a bullfight between those boys in the race today.
It's looking interesting on that front, and there's the retirement of Gunhead, which hopefully will kick this lobby into gear to go to the race, but nope, it's still looking... Yeah, there we go. I think the time is just going to go all the way down. So it's Binary on pole for F1XL's Belgium Grand Prix. Light Shock alongside him. Turkey's then not really spoken too much about the Racing Point guys, apart from that first race in Baku. He will take P3. The reigning champion in Jolly is in P4. Sloppy Cop then P5. The McLaren driver is, I think we've said before, as we finally get taken back to the qualifying session's over, but not said too much about Sloppy Cop in that McLaren. In P6 then is Stracker R11, and someone is definitely moving on and upwards. Master Swain in P7, P8 is LCR Astro, P9 Sinful Chris, and P10 is Profit Meaty. So outside of the top 10, free use of tyres is Gunhead, Family Guy, TES Madman, Xbox and Nuthead, Pickled Avenger, F1XL Pingers, Niels 998, and oddly enough, in last place, ERL Viper did not set a time. Now, does he know something we don't?
Maybe.
Ooh, what? Heavy rain race start? So, Light Shock, not Light Shock, sorry. Light Shock is annoyed that Binary took him. It was star, 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 star. So I can only imagine what those letters were in that word. It's definitely one of three. Sloppy saying it's heavy rain at the start and then dry. Oh God, what's going on here then? It doesn't look like it's raining on my screen.
I've just got grey clouds, Gareth.
Yeah, all I can see in the middle left side is the back end of his McLaren just bobbing up and down. Nuthead is incredibly shocked at the time that those two got to get pole in the 141s. Now, this session has started a lot quicker than I was expecting, so I'm hoping. Ooh. That is possibly a jump start by someone. I won't move over. We are meant to wait until a league controller, league admin, whatever they call themselves, get themselves into and get ready. I wonder how many people are not ready in the lobby. That's going to be an interesting one, to say the least. Quick prediction, seeing as I think last time we had commentary. My mic was messing up on me, so before it messes up before the start of the race, quick prediction of who you think's going to happen. How do you think things are going to roll through today?
It's going to be a close one. It always is in this league. But I'm going to go with Binary to win it, Light Shock in second, and Master Swain to claw his way back up to P3. And he's always got something up his sleeve, Master Swain. And I think he'll get the points and keep the lead of the the standings going, leaving this Grand Prix. So Binary, Light Shock, and Master Swain for my top 3, Gareth.
Now, before I go to mine, a few shout-outs, I will say. This is Xbox Nuthead's last race in his current setup. He is moving to university, so good luck. And I hope you can find a nice, comfy setup for when you get there. So, an interesting stat there. Another interesting stat. This is the 4th consecutive time Light Shock has started on the front row. So that's an incredible stat to have. But my predictions, I'm going to be completely different to you.
Ooh.
I'm going to go with a jolly victory with an ERL Viper 2nd place and an LCR Astro 3rd.
Completely, yeah. We're opposites here again. You know, okay. Well, I'm interested to see how well we do, but we never do very well, though, Gareth. So I'm not hoping for much. I'll be honest.
I think the best you've ever done was when you didn't know many and you said Prophet Media was going to win, and out of nowhere he did.
I think, yeah.
But we are waiting for the guys to. Oh, come on, give me a good. Right, there's Viper. Is that Viper? No, that's Neil's slowly getting to the grid. So, give me a camera angle that is not this one, please, Codemasters. There we go. Waiting for the lights. Here we go. What can F1XL F1 produce for us? The lights are out and away we go. Binary looks like he's had an absolute cracker of a start. And it looks like Turkeys is trying to have a look at the upside as well, but not happening at the moment. McLaren is sloppy. He's trying to ease his way through. There's a blue flag for no reason at all. And I think Light Shock has managed to pull in front of Binary out of all the chaos. And again, even though the race has just started, we're on lap 2. But Binary's going to have another go up the inside, coming down the Kennel Straight. Will he have enough in him? He's got the inside line, and Light Shock is not giving up, and he has got the position, and it is his. What did I miss down below?
You didn't miss much, to be fair, Gareth. It's all everyone in a procession, really. Everyone in one big slipstream train coming up the Arusa down the Kennel Straight. Not too much movement on the grid, really. But Light Shock leading away, and he's had a good start here. He's almost got half a second already over Binary.
Jolly then all over the back of Turkeys. Turkeys is definitely not one to. He doesn't want to be stuck behind there. It definitely looks like Binary and Light Shock have got away quite easily. There's Gunhead who's dropping down the order. I wonder if he's picked up a damage anywhere along the lines. But at the moment, I don't want to just leave just in case through Blanchemont whether Jolly will have a nice little look. But there's a nice procession. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 different teams in the top 10, and that is exactly what we want to see. And into the pits then, is that someone? Oh no, it's just Sloppy going wide with Jolly. And oh, this is messed up again. This has done what it's done in the pre-season race, didn't it? Can't trust the camera.
Yeah, it's the grid's all messed up, but the one to keep an eye on is Jolly and Turkey. They're just about got a break now. I think I'm just waiting for the DRS to be near me, guys, because we're going to see a ton of overtakes coming down this Camel Straight. I think in a lap or two, it's time. They're all in one huge queue here, and it's going to be a bit of an overtaking train once DRS is enabled.
Turkey's definitely looking like he's holding a few of these guys up as well. Sloppy's getting awfully close to the back end of that Mercedes. It's probably going to be a two-stop for most of these guys. Let's have a quick look on tyres. Family Guy then on a set of mediums. He's got a wonderful choice of strategy to him, but most of these guys probably will one-stop soft to mediums, but it is also possible if you're harsh on your tyres, that you'll go soft to hards.
Especially with the rain with the potential rain at the end of the Grand Prix as well, Gareth. They might try and push the mediums a little bit further, knowing the rain is going to hit the last couple of laps.
I do wonder though if that's going to bring out some really weird strategies. Whether, and there's Binary goes fastest because of that. Whether people will just drop in early, go on a set of hards, because they will. If you go on hards now, they'll go on the end to the end of the race anyway. But they'll. I don't know where the different strategy is going to pay out, and I don't know if mediums will take you far enough into the race for it to rain either. So. Yeah, odd.
It is an odd one, but it looks like Prophet Lee just got past Strackers, who's really struggling coming out of the Camel Straight. Not sure what's going on with the Renault, but Astro's all over the back of him. Can he dive down into coming into turn 10? No, he's too far back for now. That Stracker's down a place, and down a place from where he started as well, as DRS is now enabled, Gareth, and the overtaking have already started.
Yeah, there was a few overtakes on the Camel Straight, but there was a couple of dodgy camera angles from Codemasters, and we'll see how Stracker responds to this. But Turkey's is still holding up the guys behind, and he's just got a 3-second time penalty, so I think he's going to be struggling now, because that's put him in a really bad position. And I wonder, I'm just going to go on board with Gunhead and see if there is any damage to it, because he dropped an awful lot of positions.
He did, yeah, right at the beginning of the lap. Some mistake in the second sector, I think. But just a note, Gareth, that Binary is 3/10 behind LS16, as the DRS is now enabled, coming down to turn 1, so we might see a move coming up a Rouge and down the Camel Straight.
Yeah, I was just seeing if Astro was looking very feisty, and at the moment it's looking that your predictions are closer than mine, as Gunhead and Niels are battling away, but I'll go on board with Binary. But he lost a fair few tenths through Rouge and Radeon to Light Shock, and he's now further away than he was on the start-finish straight. So Binary losing it somewhere. Let's see. I think everyone now is off the Camel Straight, and Nuthead then back down into last. Is there damage on that front wing? There is. I wonder what's happened to that Ferrari, and maybe he will be the one that goes onto the hards and see how far does it go. Let's have a look at Turkey's then, because he is being hounded still by the Mercedes of Jolly, but just Jolly isn't able to overtake.
It looks like Turkey's has put super fuel in that racing point, because it's so quick down the straights, and Jolly just can't keep up. He's gone wide round turn 15, and that might give Sloppy Cop an idea to come up the inside, coming down through Blanchimont towards the bus-up chicane, Gareth. He's quite close to the back of that Mercedes now. Will we see a move? Maybe a little bit too far back, but it's only 2/10. Who's going to be better on the brakes? I think it's going to be the Mercedes. Oh, he looks towards the inside, but it cuts back. I think he'll wait to the Camel Straight for an overtake on that Mercedes.
Jolly's definitely got a little bit of a better run through it as well. I don't think Binary's going to be close enough to Light Shock. So let's be cheeky and keep on the battle for P3, the last of the podium spots, and see how much Jolly can do compared to that Force India Racing Point, of Turkeys. He's very close, and I think as soon as that DRS is open, Turkeys is in trouble.
Yeah, I think so. He goes towards the outside. Can he go around the outside coming into turn 7 and 8? It looks like he has, and that's a good move. And that's him up into P3, and he's got to chase down the top two now, guys, because they are 3 seconds ahead already.
Yeah, they're pulling away a little bit up front, and Jolly's got his work cut out, but he has passed the first test, and that is to get through the tracing point cleanly, as there's a 3-second time penalty for TES Gunhead. And he's already pulled a little bit of time from that. Oh, and Turkeys has lost it. Is he into the wall? Oh, he's got... Ooh. He did everything in his power not to hit oncoming traffic, but that is... Well, Jolly will be cursing his luck after all that good defensive, and it's just clipped the... I think he just clipped the curb on the inside going into poo on there, and it's just completely thrown him.
Yeah, I mean, I mentioned in the intro, Gareth, that if you get too much of that curb, it's an auto-spin curb and you're off. It's the same as one of the curbs in Hungary as well. And it is, unfortunately for Turkeys, he was under so much pressure, and he's already sliding through there early on in the race, and it's just it's ruined him there, and he's down to 17th, and he's going to hope for some rain now at the end of this Grand Prix. He's going to score any points here in Belgium for round 4.
Safety car is definitely required. Nuthead has has ploughed on with the wing damage he's got. So Nuthead is happy with that. And I've just seen the rain drop on the screen, which indicates rain as
well.
I wonder how heavy it's going to be, because if it's heavy early, I'd be annoyed if I was as Family Guy's dropped down 2 positions. Is that? Yeah, he has. He's dropped behind Swain and Sinful Chris. So after a solid start for the McLaren driver, he's dropped a little bit there. Jolly's not able to catch Light Shock or Binary, and when did Binary get past Light Shock?
On the Kemmel Straight on this current lap, actually.
Cool. Okay, that's definitely.
I'll shout over you next time.
Yeah.
You were mid talking. I'll be quiet. I'll shout. I'll make sure I shout next time.
I was just like, I think it's because of the battle the lap before with Turkeys. I was expecting Binary to be too far back again, because that was 2 laps in a row where he just wasn't able to do anything.
We'll get him next time.
We'll get him next time. What's the Call of Duty saying? Oh, I can't remember. Never mind. But Family Guy then battling away with Sinful Chris for P9, and it's on the start-finish straight. He's got the outside line going into the source, and I think Sinful Chris is going to be able to hold it for the time being, but there's a lot of pressure when it comes down to the Erosion Radion and Kemmel Straight, and I'm going to go on board with LCR Astro, because he's going to have a very good view of what's happening ahead of him with Sloppy Cop and Prophet Meaty. And it's an easy move in the end for Prophet, but I thought that maybe it might be a little bit more difficult, as Family Guy then gets through Sinful Chris in the end. And it is starting to rain, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm seeing drops on screen. Yeah, it's come earlier than I expected, Gareth. I'll be honest with you. We're only on lap 7, not even at the halfway point, and the rain is coming down. And I'm sure the guys at the back are a bit happier at this now. They can potentially challenge, and those who are good in the wet have got a good chance here in Belgium.
Yeah, the wetness. That just sounds incorrect way to describe it. But yes, the wetness of the race is going to cause some problems, and definitely with those aging soft tyres, because I think softs will only be good for 9 laps at a push, and these guys are already on lap 7. and have done qualifying. So
Astro's gone off. Astro's gone off at turn 15, Gareth, and he's got no front wing on that Ferrari.
that is where he lost it before as well. Or was it 16 he lost it? But yeah, not good for the Ferrari team, going from strong positions to struggling, and they don't want to pit this early, surely, for a new set of tyres, which might not work. It's all very out of control for some of these guys at the moment.
Does he risk it on wets this early? No, he's on dries on my screen with a new front wing, yellow wall tyres. He's on the medium tyres on my screen. I think he's gone out with those. So no wet tyres as of yet.
As Turkey's receives a 3-second time penalty there, but Viper then has moved his way up the grid really handily. He's got past Simple Chris, he's got past Madman in quite quick concession. Obviously with LCR Astro going off has helped as well. Swain is back to where he started after falling down the order a little bit, and I have to wonder if it's going to be worth some of those guys who are on the softs just to throw on a set of softs again and wait until the rain. Because it could not come out until the end of the Grand Prix.
It could spit the whole time, couldn't it? And then get heavy. You're not wrong, and maybe that's why Astro's put on those mediums. Medium tyres on for now, just to keep him going until the end when the potential rain will hit. That's not a bad idea, Gareth. You sure you don't want to be on the pit crew instead of in the comedy box?
I think I'd be better as a pit crew member. Especially if this is anything to go by. But Viper having a look into the bus stop shoot, he brakes so much later than that McLaren, and he's got the move done. That's a cracking little overtake by the Haas driver then, the part-time reservist, or whatever you want to call him. He's raced the last 3 races though, and he's doing an incredible job again here this week. He's up to P4 with a load of people pitting and onto a set of mediums for the majority of them. None of them are taking my strategy just yet. Master Swain, TES, Light Shock and Binary are all staying out for a lap longer. But look at the distance Swain is from the rest of them. And at the moment, if the race was to finish here, you'd have the best strategy called out for who's going to be where.
I know, I was just thinking that. And I was like, ooh, if only it was 13 laps sooner, then I'd have it right. But staying out a little bit longer, I mean, maybe they don't work so hard, especially the guys at the top. They haven't worked harder on those tyres. Whether they come in on lap 9, we'll have to wait and see. But lots of guys on the mediums now, and we got Chris and Nuthead on the hard tyres, and they need something a little bit different to gain some points, I think, in this Grand Prix.
Yeah, we're still waiting on a safety car. We had 3 in the pre-season race, but we've had none so far. And, well, I'm sure Binary and Light Shock will pit. Jolly then is down in P10 behind Pingers, but not enough for Pingers to hold up the Mercedes for his teammate above. But I'm really surprised no one has gone for a set of softs as Light Shock stays out. That is big news. Master Swain is in, but Light Shock is staying out for another lap. This is definitely make or break for him.
Yeah, it's hammer time for Light Shock if he wants to regain the lead. I think it's going to be neck and neck, I think. And still not wet enough. I don't see a trail of water coming off the back. I'm not seeing that spray yet from the driver. So unless we see that, I don't think it's wet enough for Inters.
So definitely hitting on the cameras though, but no spray as of yet. And Pickled Avenger's another one that stayed out a little bit longer on the softs, but he is going to be an absolute sitting duck for the Pink Panther of TES Gunhead. Will he be able to go around the outside? He's got so much more grip than that Williams, but he's not able to get the move done. And now he's got Binary all over the back of him, and Binary's going to be fuming at this because he is now losing time effectively to Light Shock up front, and it's going to be closing. Yeah, and Jolly's caught time to Pingers has caught time to Binary, and Pingers is going to be in a direct fight with Binary to help his teammate out.
Yeah, exactly. Pingers is he's been used as a doorstep at the moment. When he comes in, I don't know. He's on the mediums at the moment, from what I can see on screen. But will Lightshot come in on this lap, or will he go around again? He's coming towards the bus-up chicane for the 10th time. Will he do a sharp right, or will he go left? He goes left, Gareth. He's going out. He's staying out again.
Staying out, and I wonder if he's picking up on this with Binary being caught behind. He's going to have. And maybe he will go on softs. I can start seeing spray, and Binary's trying to go for a double overtake. And he has made it stick. And I need to re-watch that. Because the other two drivers have... One of them's gone into the pits, which is Pickled Avenger. But it looks like there was contact before between Binary as the racing point. But I'm just speculating here. So the racing point of, I don't even know who that would have been, Gunhead, I guess, now, and Binary, but I could very well be wrong, and I'm not going to take sides, but this rain is starting to hit down. There is starting to get some spray coming up, and Binary is he's going to have to go a little bit balls to the wallsy, and I think Lightshock is waiting until the rain is out enough, and Pickled Avenger is on a set of intermediate tyres. I think it's too early.
Yeah, a little bit too early. We've got yellow for sector 1, but that's just disappeared ever so quickly. But Pickled Avenger being bold, you've got to do something different to get points, Gareth, but he is incredibly slow, and Niels is all over the back of that Williams. Can't get past at the moment. But yeah, not the best move from Niels. From Pickled Avenger there.
There's a big battle between Pingers, and Jolly. Pingers is not letting that Mercedes through at all, and Pingers nearly had Gunhead, and then Gunhead's flown off, and here comes Jolly then, gone up the inside and coming through Blanchimont now, and Prophet Media is joining as well, and it's looking very skew whiff, and Sloppy Cop's trying to get through as well, and Pingers has lost 3 positions in the space of Blanchimont. And, it's nose to tail from 6th to 10th. And it is pits for Lightshock into a set of Inters tyres, and I think it's too early. I'm certain it's too early. He's involved in this battle now. He's with this battle. Pickled's gone.
Yeah, he's come out at the wrong time. His teammate is all over the back of him as well. Yellow flag sector 3, and you've got a VSC, Gareth, and that might help the guys at the front with how they're going to go with their pit stops. And LS16, he's come out in the wrong group of cars. He's in tons of traffic here, Gareth, and his teammates behind him as well.
Oh, this is not good. Another 3 seconds to Gunhead. So Gunhead, multiple warnings. Prophet Media came across track and tapped Jolly, and Jolly got a 5-second penalty. So I don't know what happened. Oh wow. But a virtual safety car, we've been waiting for any sort of safety car, to be honest. And it's finally out. And I believe the first VSC was at Monaco, I believe, in real life. But as a drive-through penalty goes for Astro for speeding under the pit lane. Jolly's got past Gunhead pretty quickly as well. Oh, that's an interesting one. I'll have to re-look at that as well. And Gunhead is into the wall as Astro retires from the session as well. So multiple things going on. I don't know where to go. Binary then all over the back of TES Madman and up the inside into the bus stop, and it's a relatively easy move done in the end for the Haas driver. But Lightshock is struggling at the moment.
He's made a huge error here, Gareth. He's come on far too early on those inters, and he's falling like a stone in water, Gareth. He's down to 11th place now, and he's just got no pace. He's made a mistake here, and that might be a good point to all blown by the AlphaTauri driver.
incredible so far, and he's going to be cursing his luck because he hasn't had it this season. But Jolly and Prophet Meady then going down the Kemmel Straight. Will Prophet have the inside line up into the corner? He does not. Lacoombs is a safe haven for Jolly right now, and he's sticking with P5, and he's got his teammate just up the road, which might give him extra support as well. I think Viper and Family Guy will be staying out for a lot longer. I'm thinking maybe 15, lap 15, I think, with those tyres, and I'm still so shocked no one took up my strategy, which is to go on to softs.
I expected Lightshot to do something similar, but he made the mistake and he's gone on to the inters. Definitely Viper and Family Guy, like you said, I think they will stay out, and hopefully the rain comes on a little bit harder so they can jump on a pair of inters and stay at the front of the grid. And if they continue to stay at the front, they've got 5 seconds to binary in third, and if they can keep it there, they've got every chance to get in a podium today, Gareth, if the rain comes down harder.
Yeah, we're just waiting. There's still definitely rain there. And into the pits then is the McLaren of Family Guy. Let's quickly go on board with him and see what tyres he will put on. It's softs for him. It's definitely not wet enough. And I think that's what we found with Pickled Avenger. I think he lost it because it wasn't wet enough. Jolly then is past Madman. The team owner of Mercedes has let Jolly through early on. Too early maybe. Because Madman's then going to have the DRS unless they're going to box out. They can't. Here comes Prophet Meady. Oh, is Prophet going to have enough up the inside? And, oh, there's a bit of contact.
Just about keeps it on track, but he's lost another place.
And he could lose out to Sloppy as well. And he's down to 6th for the Williams driver, but he's got so much better line than Sloppy, and a little bit of contact there as well. So a bit all over the place at the moment. Sloppy has got to defend up the inside of Puon. Will there be contact? Oh, it's very close. How has he snuck that through?
They're still not there. They're still side by side as they come round turn 13 and 14. Surely they're not still there. They are still there. 15. Can they go round side by side? 16. No. Sloppy makes a mistake and he's dropped back down to 6th there. Oh, that was an intense section of corners. But Prophet Media has almost lost a second to the Mercedes in half lap because of that battling he had with the McLaren behind him. But they're both in the same strategy, Gav. They're both on 4-lap old medium tyres. As the McLaren comes again, no, he tries the outside, but he's not going to make it through there as the rain still falls here in Belgium. But the McLaren is glued to the back of that Williams as they start lap 15.
Pingers is staying out on those mediums, and he's a sitting duck to some of those guys around him. I've just seen a couple of overtakes there, but let's go back on board then with that McLaren, because he's going to be all over the back of Prophet Meady going through the Kemmel Straight. Well, will it happen? You can hear the engine increase as soon as a DRS. And Sloppy's desperate to get up the inside into the Kuma. There's contact. That's a bit too eager. And there goes his teammate as well past him. And he's just now P8. So he's survived it and in P8. But Prophet Meady then... I think Sloppy should have backed out of that one, to be honest. That's just
a bit too eager, I think, through there. And he could have waited. He would have had him later on the lap, and he's tried. He's been too persistent, I think, and he's unfortunately made a mistake, and he's down to 8th place now.
It has meant that Master Swain is caught up to Prophet Meady in this. He's in P6. He's had a very quiet race, really. If we're honest with him. Well, we're honest. And he's moving on up quite nicely now. He's definitely within the DRS zone as a 3-second time penalty for Sinful Chris, and into the pits then is Viper. His 8-second lead will disappear to nothing, and he will probably come out in P8 or 9, I think. But we'll wait and see for that. And let's see if there was... Oh, Gunhead is... I've got his words here in a second. And look, oh, so Swain is just ahead of Viper, and Family Guy is just behind Viper. So Viper's got a lot of work to do, but he's... yeah, a lot of work to do, but he's definitely got the pace.
12 positions up, Gareth, on where he started. So Viper's had a great time, really. I've started way down, started in 18th place. He's up to 6th. He's on fresh tyres. I think he might have a lot of them here coming over the next couple of laps.
Whether he can rein in Binary is still to be seen. But Pickle joking in the chat, put on Inters, they're great. Gunhead is going to go for the inside of Jolly off the restart and the dirty air, plus probably a bit of the wet track. Forced him into a little bit of a haywire position there, but up the inside, Viper goes on Swain in a really, really, well, devastating move, and pushes Swain back down to P6. But that's a crazy move from Viper, and he's carving these guys up, just as he said.
He's on fresh tyres. He's on a mission. He's spitting on the neck of the Williams coming through turn 17 and 18. Will he be late on the brakes and Prophet Meady up ahead? We've seen Prophet Meady, he's a quick driver. Can he go late on the brakes? But Prophet Meady's trying to go down the inside of Madman, who's on those tyres, still going round. You think he's still waiting for the rain, as he's lost another place, I think. There's a Red Bull in the background. Oh, and the McLaren's off the Family Guy. He's in the wall. That's half a front wing off the McLaren. Almost hits his teammate as he goes towards the line. That's really unlucky for Family Guy there, Gareth. Down to 10th place.
Yeah, I saw that, and there was just so... The wetter the track is getting, the grip is not there, and Madman is really struggling, and Swain is going to have him for certain down the Camel Straight, easy as you like, and Prophet Meady has also struggled to... Well, Viper is in the podium positions, and that's for certain.
Yeah, he's on a mission. He's trying to get a Haas 1-2, I think, and Jolly's in a Haas sandwich at the moment. With 5 laps to go, it's still spitting. Will it get hard enough for the Inters? I'm sure LS16 is hoping for that down in 14th, but it's still dry enough for those tyres at the moment.
Yeah, and Nuthead is out on Inters, but definitely not the tyre to be on right now, as Family Guy has retired from the session. Is that just out, or is that retiree? Let's have a look. I think that's just retiring because of... Oh no, that isn't. Is it? Oh no, his car is off there. So Family Guy has retired from the session. It's only yellow flags, thankfully no safety car. But Viper, as Gunhead has put it correctly, he's just clinical. He's destroyed people going through by just being able to put the car in and place... Well, he's just made the move stick. And another yellow flag in sector 2, and I believe that's Nuthead. And Madman finally pits, possibly too late for him. But yeah, can we see Viper winning this one?
Well, since he's come out of the pits, he's closed 2 seconds on Jolly. 2.4 at the moment with 4 laps to go. He's also going to have to overtake his teammate, which his teammate's not going to bend over and let him through. So he could, but can he close 6 seconds in 4 laps? I don't think so. I think he might get second, but I don't think he'll get the win unless Binary makes a mistake.
Weirder things have happened, and Master Swain is trying to get himself into contention. His main title rival, I suppose you could say, is... Well, it can either be Sinful Chris, Light Shock, or Viper, but we know Viper's not going to be here every week. But Light Shock, he's not going to get many points, if any. And Sinful Chris currently in P7, so Swain's going to want to. P4 is probably the best thing for him right now.
Yeah, I think today it's a case of bagging as many points as he can. He wasn't the best qualifying for the Red Bull driver, and he just needs to bag a portion of points and go, right, okay, Belgium done, let's move on to the next one. I think that's probably the best case for him. But if he can get fourth, and maybe there's a mistake further ahead, he might get more points. But for now, I think fourth is the best for him.
Jolly has caught Binary, and Viper is all over the back of Jolly. If I was Jolly, I'd let Viper through and just use his slipstream, use his DRS, and then make it a three-way battle and see what he could do. I could be wrong.
I agree with that completely.
But let's go on board then with Viper. He eases off the acceleration through Arouge and Radeon, but probably just for grip. Will Jolly defend it? Jolly doesn't defend, and there it is. The move is a successful overtake for Viper on Jolly, and it's only 3 seconds to Binary. That's 3 seconds in a lap.
Come on, Viper, that's all I can say. 2.7. I think he might do it. I think we might have a last lap battle for the lead.
Has Binary got damage? What is going on? This timing.
Can't see anything. Yeah, I can't see anything on that front wing, but that just might be my eyes deceiving me.
Now I wonder if Binary is kind of doing this on purpose as well. Just to make it an incredible battle at the end. We're not sure. But let's have a quick look. Penalties. Too many. Binary. On 2 warnings. Viper. Nothing. Jolly. 2 warnings and a 5-second penalty, which will probably get taken off of him. That is incredible way to end the Grand Prix. Is that Binary in the
He's in the
pits?
It's surely not wet enough yet. Can't be. What's he going on to? I can't see from here. They are inters.
Wow. So 3 laps remaining, and the race leader has pitted for intermediate tyres.
Wow.
He's got Sinful Chris behind him. Let's see the difference between a hard compound and inter compound. Binary's looking far more grippy up Arouge and Radeon there. But DRS is still
I've
enabled.
not seen the spray though, Gareth. Yeah, DRS still in it, that's what I mean. I'm not sure. I'm really not sure.
Is it the crossover period? Is it when inters and dries are very similar in pace? He's not losing ground to Sloppy in front, but he's not losing ground or pulling away from Sinful Chris either. Actually, he is pulling away from Sinful Chris. Is it a masterstroke by Binary? He's definitely pulling away.
He's 2.4 behind Sloppy, and he is catching him. But I'm interested to see whether Viper and Jolly pit on this lap as well, or will they risk it? It looks heavier, but we never know with this game.
No, we don't at all. And well, the battle for the last podium position is all between the guys that were first and seconds at Baku, the first race of the season. And that was intense then, and this is going to be intense now. I think Viper has won this one. We're very much out at the moment with what's things going on. And Stracker, is that Sinful Chris spun it? Sinful has spun it, and he's going into the pits.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened with Chris there, but he's half front wing, so I don't know whether there was contact with Strackers up ahead. But he's in ninth, and I don't know where does he put onto Inters, or will he go on the soft tyres and try and get fast lap? We'll have to wait and see.
It looks like Inters are the tyre to be
Inters.
on, because Binary is flying up to Sloppy behind. He's got 6 seconds though to get to Master Swain, and it's all weird. Because you would have thought, well, he lost so much time through that middle sector. But I just don't know. But Lightshock is in the points. He's P9 at the moment. But Sinful Chris is... Well, I don't think 8 seconds is going to be catchable for Sinful Chris to get himself into the points. But it's all over the place at the moment. And, yeah, I don't really know what is going on at all.
Yeah, a bit of a mix now, and I'm interested to see whether do Viper and Jolly risk it for another lap on slick tyres, or do they come into the pits? That's what I'm interested to see. Binary still behind Sloppy Cop. Can he do anything? Yellow flag to sector 1. I think it's just Nuthead slowing down potentially. Oh no, maybe not actually. Who's in sector 1? I'm not sure. Oh, that's Pingers Binder Upper Rouge.
Maybe Inters aren't right, but I'm just going to keep on board with... It's 3-second time penalty for Sinful Chris. On Binary for the moment, he's all over the back of Sloppy Cop. Will he dry anything? Sloppy is defending for his life. He's poked his nose up the inside Binary there, but Sloppy, oh, it's close. The grip is definitely on Binary's side.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Master Swain then, has he left it for the last lap? Let's have a look. Oh, it's a little bit of a slide there, but so has Profit. They've both made a little bit of a tank slapper, and it's going through Rouge Radion and Kemmel Straight, which is Master Swain's best chance. I don't think he's going to have enough.
He's too far back, isn't he? He's 7/10, rain's falling. He's going to need a mistake from Pomini to get that podium place.
He definitely gets close though, but not close enough. Binary's got 5 seconds to catch to these guys. I don't think he's going to do enough either, as there's a yellow flag in sector 2. Is that Xbox Nuthead letting through Jolly? It is. And soon enough we'll let these two through as well, I am sure. Binary had the right idea, I think, in the end there. He's caught a 1.5 seconds to Swain, but it's just not wet enough for everyone to put those inter tyres on. But Viper is clear of penalties. Yellow flag again in sector 2, and crazy, absolutely crazy end to the race. Let's go on board with Viper, because he's going to cross the line first. It's been an absolute phenomenal drive, a first to last challenge at the highest order, and the Haas driver has been phenomenal from start to finish. Raced his own race and done it in style, and he is the he's the victor of the Belgium Grand Prix. And here comes then Jolly, a very well deserved second place after all that as well, but still fighting over the line. Master Swain got very close to this, and Binary's there as well. Swain loses it, and Swain's on the podium. What a way to finish it. Sloppy then P6. Stracker will come home P7, penalties depending, and TS Madman, TS Lightshock then. A race of what could have been for these two as well. Very good strategies for both of them, but just wasn't happening in the end as Lightshock claims 8th place. Sinful Chris then does come home in P10. Turkeys is P11. Neil's P12. And Pingers then will come home in P13 by the looks of things. No, Neil, sorry, P10. He beats his teammate to the points. So that's interesting, crazy, and phenomenal all at once, and not a race we were expecting at all. But kind of like a race we deserved as well. It's a little bit more subdued than what we have been used to, but still was action-packed as well.
100%. It was a slight anticlimax at the end. We expected the rain to hit as it hit. DRS was disabled as they crossed the line. But regardless of the weather, it was still a great race, and I thoroughly enjoyed that. Belgium again threw up a good race, and Viper starting 18th place manages to win here in Belgium. It's a phenomenal job for the Haas driver, and thoroughly deserves driver of the day there. And I look forward to speaking to him once we're in the commentary interviews after the race.
Yeah, absolutely cracking one. And a nice one to come back to after last. Oh, pressed A, my bad. After last week's issues. Let's go run down the order one last time. It was Viper who took the victory here in Spa with Jolly in P2. Rounding out the podium is Master Swain after not picking up a penalty. Binary then P4 after, well, a weird decision, but ultimately could have been best for him. In P5 then Prophet Mealy. P6 was Sloppy Cop. P7 was Stracker R11. P8 was TES Lightshock 16. 9th was Madman, and rounding out the points, was Niels 998. Sinful Chris, Turkeys, F1XL, Pingers and Xbox Narthead were the last of the runners, with DNFs going to Family Guy, Gunhead, Astro and Pickled Avenger. Now, I'll get the... what if I can? There we go. Let's invite these guys in. I was pressing the wrong buttons. There we go. There are the three drivers. Actually, I might have to open the party for Master Swain. But before we get to them, Ollie, what I suppose highlights? What was a moment for you that you thought Viper had this? Because I know we were speaking about it quite late in the race, and we thought he wasn't going to be able to do it.
I think the fact that he went so long on those medium tyres really helped him out, and we saw a bunch of guys coming in early on, and the fact he stayed out, and also I think the fact that Binary pitted on those inters, really, you think he shot himself in the foot, but regardless, it was still a great job by Viper to get the win, and he's in the lobby with us now, which is I think it is, if I double check. Yes, he is. Viper, congratulations on the win. I mean, that's the first challenge today for you. I mean, started all the way back in 18th and to win. You must be over the moon.
Yeah, I'm quite happy. I wasn't expecting, especially when it didn't really rain at the as in it didn't rain hard enough at the end. I was hoping to go from like just the mediums to the inters, but it didn't it didn't rain hard enough. But yeah, started last because I enjoy starting last in leagues more than actually qualifying. Don't know if we'll right. Everyone just started connecting the party.
Oh no, you're back. You're back.
Right. Okay. But yeah, so I've enjoyed just starting last. That sort of added challenge, the more fun aspect of racing, and so yeah, and then just slowly put my way through the field. I almost wiped myself out on the first lap at the bus stop. I was going around the outside of Pingers and almost slammed it into the back of someone because I just outbroke myself a little bit. But yeah, it was. Other than that, it was a really, really good race for me.
And I mean, for us in the commentary, we could see it was raining, but towards the end, how slippy was it? We couldn't tell. We could see the rain coming down, and people, tried the inters, but how wet was it on track?
Yeah, well, the rain at the end, it was literally borderline inters, and I can understand completely why Binary would take that gamble, especially when he was ahead of me at the time, because if it started pouring down with rain and we all had to pit, it seemed as though, obviously being on the softs for me there at the end, I would have had him on the next straight, if not the next lap. So I think for him, because we were in the same car, obviously he's got in mind he needs to make sure he's the first car to pit, and I think that might have been his reason there. It was so close at the end of the race. The lap times were about 8 to 8.5 seconds slower than what what we were doing earlier
Oh,
in the
wow.
race. So it was really borderline, and I kind of feel for Binary because that's one of those like 50-50 ones that the rain was almost teasing us the entire way through.
Yeah, I can imagine if he was another 2 or 3 laps, he potentially would have had the top 3, but it didn't play out like that. But congratulations on winning the race and also driver of the day. But let's head
Cheers.
over to the man who finished in second place, Jolly. Another good race, your first podium of the season. You must be thrilled with that.
Yeah, I don't really expect much these days because I don't really I don't use assist, so I'm just happy to be here. With me, it's 1 week I could be at the front, and well, you saw in France and Abu Dhabi I was awful, so I'm just happy to be here.
Yeah, but I mean, how difficult was it with that race, with the rain coming down throughout the majority of the Grand Prix? Was it how slippy was it out there?
Yeah, it was horrible. Every lap you were coming to your braking zones, that you're thinking, this is where I'd usually brake, and you brake and you go far on. The next lap it'd be a bit more dry. So every lap was different. It was getting a bit worse towards the end. As Viper said, I can understand why Binary did pit. I think 3 or 4 more laps and he would have made the right call, but just unfortunately for him, it didn't get wet enough.
Yeah, it didn't pan out for the other Haas driver, but still got a good haul of points, Barney, at the end. But congratulations on finishing P2. And let's head over to the man who finished in P3, our current standings leader, Massa Swain in the Red Bull, finishing P3. You were my prediction to finish P3 as well, so some commentators' luck there. But how was that? You dropped back at the start of the Grand Prix, but managed to work yourself back towards the end of the Grand Prix.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what happened at the start. I didn't have that much pace at all. I don't know if I was overdriving, trying to get those positions back. Yeah, the start wasn't great. But then I just got really fortunate throughout the race that other people had incidents. I just kept my nose clean, and it was so tricky with the weather. I couldn't go flat out through El Rouge at the end there. So I just lost the rear so much. But yeah, happy to be back on the podium.
Yeah, it's good haul of points for yourself, and I believe you're just about staying in the lead of the standings. And next week, of course, we're heading over to Russia. Bit of an iffy track in real life F1, but how is that track for you on this game?
I'm not 100% sure. I've done some time trial laps from there, but I'm not sure whereabouts that would place me. I think it'll be another one of those tracks where penalties will be a deciding factor again. So just gonna try and keep my racing clean and try and come away with no penalties.
I wish you the best luck for next week. But thank you, the drivers, for talking to us. Viper in first, Jolly in second, and Master Swain finishing in P3. And I hand it back to Gareth to run off the stream.
Fantastic. Well, congratulations once again to the podium finishers, and obviously our race winner in ERL Viper. And while it may not be the best in real life racing, Sochi is always a hell of a track to commentate on in my perspective. I've also liked racing there as well. So really, really looking forward to how F1 and F1XL pan out next week, and how the podium positions will change again. But from the Belgium Grand Prix, we've had pretty much everything apart from a proper safety car. We've had rain that was heavier one lap and then nearly non-existent in another. But it's been an absolute phenomenal race taken by ERL Viper. And yes, there we go. Until Wednesday for the extra show where we run down all the leagues and all the action from Belgium. We will see you guys in another one.